And as we come into the silence within our own divinity, each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath, there is a great releasing, a great unbinding taking place now, like energetic chains now becoming apart. And these chains are from all directions of your energy field. They're tiny links. But there is the unbinding, the unlocking of these chains. And as such, there is the ascension frequency taking place for each individual and the divine collective. See yourself now clearly in your creational eye, the vision of the visionary Elohim that you are. The visionary Elohim, the divine co-creator of many levels of creation. And as creation holds and embraces you, so too you hold and embrace creation. And yes, we see your own individual ascension. Yes, ascension, those binds, those chains beginning to release. It's tethering to you into a physical consciousness density world that you barely move through in and around it. And there is this deepest heart desire from the beginning of the freeing. And indeed, beloveds, we say to you, it is that word of freedom that rings clearly in the hearts and minds of so many, because there is the deepest understanding that perhaps you are not free at all. And in the growing and awakening of beginning to understand and seeing a new layer of consciousness, a new layer of awareness. And as this desire grows within you to be free, to be truly free, yes, indeed, what you wish comes true. For indeed, you are the creative Elohim, and you create consistently, prolifically, creations that you are not aware of as your thought forms move throughout the cosmos, as your emotional waves move throughout the cosmic waters, as your mental thoughts move into the stratosphere. You create continuously. But somehow, through the change and the vines that bind you, has not brought you into the realization, the understanding clearly into how that works. But now the time has come, beloveds. Those who hold this frequency, this understanding, those that feel the vibration of these words, these thoughts and these emotions that come to you on the undulating waveforms of unconditional love, And in these undulating waveforms of unconditional love that moves towards the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love of higher service. As you are capable and able to receive this grace, as you have an understanding of this benevolence, this greater family of light that ever hovers near, stays near, and connected through the higher heart. We breathe the rhythmic breath with you, bringing in now freedom's call. And indeed, beloveds, the idea of freedom is in the frequency band of many that celebrate freedom. But it is the true freedom that we bring to you that transcends a material, three-dimensional, three-density freedom. Freedom, yes, to a degree, but not full freedom. But we want to bring to you, beloveds, that experience of full freedom, of eternal freedom. Yes, the Elohim creative force that has and holds all possibilities. And in the undulating waveforms of unconditional love, bringing forth the higher ascension, the higher level of understanding, the higher wisdom, the higher horizon of what you can do. As creative Elohim, we bring to your attention first of the unbinding of yourself for you to help to unbind others, to make known the unknown and thereby help others to make known the unknown, the opening of higher awareness and consciousness. And when you have this ability, this inner guidance that comes to you to say, I want freedom in its totality, to bring it once again into the knowingness of what this is, that I indeed have the tools to be able to experience this and thereby help others to experience it. No longer bounded by the chains of limitation, but indeed true freedom to move into the various streams of consciousness, to bring in insight and understanding, past, present, and future, to know the totality and full understanding of things. Oh, beloveds, it is a great adventure indeed, a great exploration into the creational process that is ceaseless and ever ongoing. Upon this new horizon, there are those that are ready to step forward and say, I am here. And as you have been ongoing and duly with great, great honoring and respect, your spiritual path that has brought you to this point, that you can no longer say you are that same person you were a year ago, much less later than that. You are as a new being of new possibilities. We say to you, there is indeed a new birthing, a new baptism in you. For you are brand new, beloveds. You are brand new as you come into this frequency band of true freedom, as you embrace the creative Elohim that you are. As you fully embrace this and choose to move into the expansiveness of consciousness, to be able to tap into the many, many, many talents and abilities you have access to no longer be bound, but to say, I am ready to move beyond the chains that bind me. I'm ready to move beyond the vines that hold me. I choose to work my personal ascension and thereby contributing to the collective ascension of this planet and all her life, but indeed beyond that. I step into my power of all possibilities. I step into my power as creative Elohim. I step into my power as the great creators who manifest the thought forms and bring them not only into the manifestation, into the earthly realm, but into many other worlds as well. That I now fall and move into the release into my higher self. That from that perspective, from that understanding, and from that experience, I now expand and able to bring the expansiveness of my consciousness, of my awareness, to serve the best I can into this world and many other worlds. And so we say to you, beloveds, come journey with us, knowing that each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath holds great power, brings you and pierces you through those things that would bind you. All blockages, miscreations, and distortions now are removed by the very thought of the creative Elohim in you, that part of you that desires freedom in its totality. See here now, there is the great divine I, and the divine I looks at you. And how you see this divine I, you realize that this divine I is part of a magnificent and radiant being. But this single eye and single focus, this divine eye, single in its intent and single in its purpose, gazes at you. And you too now bring in your higher eye, not the two eyes, but the single eye, your third eye. And you feel the activation within the trinity of the pineal, the hypothalamus, and the pituitary glands. And you see that there's energy moving between those three, creating a vague vortex of light. Breathe and see this clearly. And as you see this trinity of light moving beyond the speed of light, its light essence is such that it radiates the entire head and beyond. And it is with this eye you pierce back and look at the divine eye. And your focus now is to the pupil of this eye, the divine eye, which is the great void. And there is the beckoning to call forth the creative Elohim that you are. And so you choose to gaze deeply into the pupil of this vastness of all that is. And as you do, you feel yourself drawn, for it is the intention of being one and unifying with this single eye of all possibilities. And as your thought perceives this intention, so you are in the precipice, standing into the great void. And you look at this void, and in the blackness that you perceive, and yes, beloveds, it beckons you to move forward. And so you do. And as you step into this blackness, indeed, you can see nothing. It is simply the void, but it is your inner light, your single focus light that shows a path. And so you follow this light into the void that is just ahead of you. And as you take each step towards the light in front of you, as it moves and it curves, and it has an intelligence of its own. It seems it knows a destination. And as you walk through the void of this darkness, there is this light that is showing you the way. And as you continue to walk, you become aware that on either side of you, there is stone. And so you run your fingers across this cool stone as you continue to walk in this cave that seems to go deeper and deeper as you follow the light of your single eye. And as you touch the sides of this cave that also wind with the direction of the light, you feel the moisture, you feel the coolness, and you also feel indentations. You feel a written language. Somehow your sense of touch can sense and feel. And you simply move your fingertips on the sides of these walls as you continue to walk into the depths of this void of all possibilities. And finally, as you are deep in what you perceive to be a cave, a deep, ever winding cave that gives information as you touch either side, you begin to see a light, a larger light than the light of the single eye. And you walk towards this, and you feel the immensity of this frequency that draws you in. And as you move in, you find yourself in a great temple, and this temple is golden. All that you see is light and bright. And you see a shimmering gold as your eyes begin to adjust, as your single focus brings you here, and you now observe. And you see the various writings, the hieroglyphics, the indentations upon this wall. It is ancient, ancient, ancient indeed. In some way, somehow, there's a familiarity in this most golden, spacious, magnificent place. And in this place of creative Elohim, you breathe in the sacredness, the holiness, and the power of this. And this golden, powerful light envelopes you, integrates you, embraces you, creative Elohim, in the depths, this cave of all things, all possibilities, and all creations. You look and you understand and sense and feel that this divine integration of this magnificence that is eternal now moves and triggers those galactic memories, those galactic cosmic memories deep into the cosmic waters, deep into the cave of all possibilities. You need nothing to do but simply be embraced by it all, in the wonderment of it all, in the allowing of it all, in the triggering of it all. And so you become this golden temple. You are one with this golden temple. It is indeed a most sacred, sacred key. A most sacred key, beloveds, to your journey. It holds not only in the re-triggering and the reappearance, the reconnection, but also as the sacred respite for the creative Elohim. And so you simply breathe in this temple of gold. You touch its walls. You receive the divine codes. You ignite the memory once again. Knowing that each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, as the physical body brings in the divine life force, as the consciousness and the subtle bodies go deep and all working simultaneously, receiving information on all levels in all directions, bringing it in, integrating and processing on many, many, many levels. The intention indeed is that on the many levels, there is one level that you now in consciousness as the thought has brought you here in single focus. You too in single focus now agree to bring back the codes to the physical material world of the Earth Mother that you are here to assist as creative Elohim. You now bring the power of creative Elohim into the earthly plane of your physical existence. And simply now, beloveds, as we hold this platform deep, deep, deep into the consciousness void, into this golden palace indeed, this golden temple emanating the most brilliant of light, sustaining, helping, and supporting creative Elohim. We stay in this place for a few moments. The intention with single focus, with single eye, within the divine eye, mission, purpose, and power. Power to bring into the manifestation of all divine creative forces, intentions, visions, and opportunities. Boundless, boundless in the freedom to create. Boundless. And as, beloveds, a flood of memories flood back into the various levels of consciousness in this realm of all possibilities, creative Elohim, to bring with you this divine creative force of ultimate freedom to create the boundlessness of love, the boundlessness of light. You indeed, beloveds, are golden. We say, embrace that part to bring forth once again the memory. As we move our fingertips once again upon the golden walls, as we feel the impressions of the indentations of a most ancient language of light, as we allow the divine codes to integrate in us in this loving reconnection in full awareness consciousness. We imprint and hold this deeply within our hearts and our divine memory. We can intend now, beloveds, to visit here again. We say to you as creative Elohim, this is the vision, the way for your creative manifestation, bringing forth the high levels of unconditional love in the brilliance of the light. Remember well this place. Remember well the touch of the language of light. Remember well this experience to return once again through your single eye of intention. We say to you, allow this now to integrate, for indeed it impacts your ability in your creational power and manifestation. Hold this vision, know this journey, remember it well. And now the time of the return has come. And as such, we look once again at this brilliant golden temple, remembering the Trinity light within the head that brought us to the single eye focus, to the divine eye in the pupil of that divine eye, to enter into the light that paved the way, into the cave, into this golden temple. We make note to remember the process to be used again. And now all those who have assisted and helped, the most radiant ones, begin to draw in their electromagnetic field, as we know to bring in our electromagnetic field. As we remember that divine I, as we choose now to be back into our physical, mental, and emotional bodies fully and intentionally, but holding on the memory to experience this again and to go back to that temple of gold through the single eye of intention and the creative Elohim frequency that we hold. And on the count of 3, we will intend to be back, awake, alert, and very grounded. 1, 2, take a deep breath in. And 3, we are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.